Standing Simmer here today, and welcome back to the channel for another speed build in The Sims 4. Now this is a pretty cool little lot. I'm actually very excited with the way that this turned out, and I hope you guys will like it too. So this is a scout hangout, which you guys probably could have gathered by the title. Essentially, I was ridiculously inspired in the game, like last week or something like that, to build a place where your new scouts, which of course is a feature that came with The Sims 4 Seasons, can hang out and kind of build their skills and build their ability toward their scout badges and things like that. So I just was, once again, ridiculously inspired to build something like this. I've not seen anything like it just yet, although I'm sure that, you know, I could have just missed something if someone else has done this already. But either way, I actually have a sim in my current household who entered the scouts just as soon as she became a child because I really wanted to explore the features and kind of get into the gameplay aspect that was added with Seasons kind of in relation to the scouts. And I had really enjoyed playing with it so much, but I thought it would be so cute for her to have a place to go, like with her like scout friends, you know, with all of her friends, both as a child and as a teenager, who were in the scout like after school activity as well. So I thought it would be really cute to have like a base, more or less, like a place that they could go and build some of, once again, build the skills, earn progress toward their scout badges, hang out. If for nothing else, it might be kind of cool for storytelling and things like that. So yeah, that's essentially, once again, what we're doing today. I kind of had a difficulty when it came to choosing exactly what I wanted to put in the lot so that your kids and or teens could still build, once again, progress toward their scout badges while they were here, because there are certain items that allow you to build skills and build that progress, but then a few other scout badges are earned by doing different activities, some of which aren't exactly covered in this. But more or less, if you guys decide to use this in your game for your little scouts, whether child or teen, then you will have the ability to at least make progress toward some of those scout badges. So that's kind of what I wanted to focus on when it came to actually building this lot. So I am building it today in Brindleton Bay. This is the 20 by 20 lot, kind of where the main starter home comes when you go into like a brand new save of Brindleton Bay. I thought this lot would be kind of perfect because I don't know, I just kind of wanted something teeny, but I also wanted something that wasn't quite 20 by 15. I mean, 20 by 20 and 20 by 15 aren't like a major difference or anything like that, but I wanted something that would allow room for the building itself and then just a little bit of exterior stuff, if that makes sense. So we're just putting together the outside. This exterior actually came together relatively quickly. I was kind of surprised at how I felt like the inspiration just kind of flowed from me. I didn't even have to use a reference photo or anything like that, and that's kind of rare for me, guys. I am not such an amazing builder that I can just kind of build out of my own head the vast majority of the time. Usually in order to make something look halfway decent, like someone would actually, you know, use the build for the function that I'm intending it for, I have to use an inspiration photo. Like, that's kind of usually what we come down to. But I actually didn't have to do that in this one, and I'm, once again, super excited, very happy with how it turned out. I really like the way that all of like the living space and the function space ended up. Right now we're kind of like around this area in the video, we're working on the bathroom area, which it does end up having 2 bathrooms. I also put a kitchen area in this build as well, which is kind of the area that we're looking at here next to the bathrooms. And then eventually, like I said, later on, you'll have plenty of skill building items specifically for children so that they can make, I keep saying this phrase, guys, so that they can make progress toward their scout badges. That was really like my main goal with this lot, that you wouldn't necessarily just have to do this at home, that you could go to a community lot and that you could have all of the tools that you need to accomplish quite a few of the scout badges. So I actually have a list of the scout badges pulled up here kind of on my other monitor, and I kind of wanted to like talk about them real quick in relation to what I have in this lot. So I hope this isn't like too crazy for you guys, because obviously we are not quite to the point in the building process where I have started to put a lot of these skill building items and things along those lines. But just to talk about the scout feature in general, which I love so much, by the way, you guys will have to let me know in the comments if you have played with scouts at all in your personal gameplay, or like for an LP or something like that, because I think that it is an amazing feature that they've added with The Sims 4 Seasons. I'm so excited for what this might mean for the future, because if you guys have ever entered the scout career or the after school activity, whatever, if you've ever entered that with your child sim, you'll notice that there's so much room for more activities. I'm so hoping that they add more things along those lines in the future. So I'm like, got my fingers crossed, guys, for lots of after school activities that are coming in the future. So yeah, Scouts, amazing. Love it so much. I've really enjoyed playing with it. In fact, the child sim that I mentioned at the beginning, who is in my current household, who entered the Scouts, has since grown up quite a bit, but she accomplished all of her Scout badges, which I am super proud of her for that, because it gives you this cool little like bonus trait, which I think essentially means that you'll just build adult skills a little bit more quickly in the future. But, you know, she already had like, you know, the happy toddler trait, and like she aged up as responsible and all that kind of stuff too. I'm kind of spoiling a little bit of stuff for you guys if you watch my Goth family current household, but you know, it's no biggie. But yeah, so it's just kind of cool that they have these added features for the game. Once again, something that came with this brand new expansion. Super excited about it if you couldn't tell. But once again, I do have the list of some of the badges pulled up here in front of me. Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 9 or so, roughly. Guys, don't mean for this to be like a total information video on the Scout badges, but I don't know, I feel like it's kind of applicable to what we're working on right now. Quick little side note, actually, I did find a lot of use for the Outdoor Retreat game pack in this lot as well. I didn't restrict myself on packs or anything like that when I was building this, but I feel like if you have Seasons and Outdoor Retreat, you will have a lot of the items. And obviously, if you plan to put this in Brindleton Bay, having cats and dogs is helpful as well. So just a heads up there. But Arts and Crafts is one of the badges that you can earn, and that is one of the reasons for all those activity tables and things that I put in this little like classroom area. So that way you can not only craft the seasonal crafts that you can do with these brand new activity tables, but also so that you can draw and things like that. And that is one of the requirements for earning this Arts and Crafts badge. There's also a civic responsibility badge, which is mainly just like one that your Sims get when they're cleaning and doing chores and things around the house, which is really cool. So that was kind of a nice little motivator, I guess, to get my child to participate more in household chore activities versus me just like always dragging the dirty dish over to the trash can for them. Like I had her doing a lot of the cleaning, a lot of mopping up of puddles, things like that. So that kind of helps build that one, if I remember correctly. And then there's a give back badge, which is really fulfilled when you do things like giving gifts to other Sims. So when you initiate the give a gift interaction, I think that helps. It also says that like donating items for charity from the mailbox or the computer will also add toward this. I could be wrong. I don't know if child Sims can do that. I feel like teenage Sims can, obviously. So I feel like if you were going to accomplish that as a teen, those would be some things you could do. There is also a good deeds one, which was really, really helpful because I mean, it was pretty easy to earn is what I'm saying actually, because all you had to do is really like, I don't know, be decent to other people, like perform friendly and funny interactions if I remember correctly. And that one was actually really easy to earn. It really didn't take very long at all. The Keep Fit badge is, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory based on the name, but when you do more active type activities like playing on the jungle bars, or what am I just saying? Jungle gym? Monkey bars? I don't even know what I was just trying to say there. But when you play on like the kids' activity equipment, or as a teen, I imagine like working out, like jogging and such would perform the same goal, more or less. But that's another reason why I tucked the swing set outside as well, because I really wanted your child Sims to be able to kind of make progress toward that badge as well while they're here. A little tiny little note at the moment, kind of around this area in the video, as long as everything's in sync, we're kind of working on this little backpack area near the front door. I love how all this, like this cluttered entry area turned out. I'm really proud of how it looks. I just think it looks very cute. So it looks like all the kids have come in here and like just thrown their backpacks up on the wall and you know, run off to do whatever they want to do. So yes, and then next is the Outdoor Adventurer badge, which you can do things like, when you do things like grilling, which obviously is more of a teenage activity, kids can't grill to the best of my knowledge, but when you find frogs and go fishing and things like that, then you can earn progress toward that badge, which you'll see way later on when I do the landscaping for the outside. I tried so hard to put in one of those debug ponds, but it just wouldn't fit. It just wouldn't fit. Like I tried to size it down, I tried to squeeze it in the little corner of the lot, but it just wouldn't go in that area. And so I'm kind of sad about that. But this is also a lot that's on the beach, which kind of works out perfectly. So once again, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think that frogs spawn in this particular area of Brindleton Bay. However, you can send your kid Sims just over there to do some fishing in the ocean, and that I promise will fulfill this goal, this badge, because that's what I had my kid sim do a lot, was just fish around her house. She collected like a frog or two, but mainly it was fishing. So that is also something that you can accomplish with this. A little side note, I did have a lot of fun putting these like Get Together, I think they're from Get Together, these little banner hanging wall things that are really good for the clubs and things like that. But I thought it was really cute to hang around in here because, I don't know, a lot of those like skill activities that are represented on the banners kind of fit well with the theme of this build as well. So now moving on to the scholarly aptitude. This badge is like mainly when you do your homework and stuff, which I don't know if you can do homework at the activity tables, but I know you can at the table that's in the kitchen. So just like have your kid do your homework. If they do their homework, then they'll move toward this one fairly quickly. I'm just kind of trying to keep this simple because obviously I could go pretty far into it, but I'm also not an expert on the Scout. I just have done it in my personal gameplay, so that's it. Okay, the next badge is sociability. This is more just friendly socials. Once again, there was one earlier, I forget which one. Good deeds is, I think I may have said earlier that one was friendly and funny, but I'm pretty sure it's just funny. It has to do with like making someone laugh, things like that, entertaining a toddler. So the sociability really is just strictly the friendly social one. So a lot of these can be accomplished just by interacting with other Sims, if I remember correctly, and from what this list is saying. By the way, this list is coming off of carlsims4guide.com. If I remember, I'll try to link this particular thread in the description down below. That way you guys can like take a look at the scouting after school activity a little bit more yourself if you really, aren't very familiar with it or anything like that. And finally, there is the Young Scientist badge. And so once again, kind of self-explanatory based on the name, but if you do things like using the observatory, I'm pretty sure that was one thing I had my child sim doing quite a bit because her dad was in the scientist career, so they had an observatory anyway because he wanted to build his logic that way. So she just like popped over in the observatory several times and that was kind of perfect. But then at the same time, I also put the Young Scientist table in this build as well. To be fair, I did not test to see whether that would fulfill the progress you need for this badge, but just in case, guys, I popped it in there. Worst comes to worst, your kids can use or build the mental skill. I mean, it's not going to be like the end of the world or anything like that. I also have a chess table here too. I don't know for sure if that one, once again, will fulfill the progress you need for this badge, but it's there anyway. Once again, you can build the mental skill if you want to, and then for your teens and stuff, you can build logic as well. So those are that's kind of like a very brief, sort of unprofessional overview on all of these Scout badges based on like the information listed in this thread that I promised, like I said, if I remember to link in the description down below, but that also I've kind of explored in my personal gameplay as well, which has been super fun, by the way. I'm once again so proud of my sim. For those of you guys who are wondering, if you've seen my Goth Family Current Household, it is Zoe Goth who I'm talking about, my child sim who was in the Scouts. She had like this really cute little Scout uniform. She was just so stinking adorable. So even though now at this point she's quite a bit older in my game, she did end up earning that bonus trait of being a Scout, and I'm sure that that's just gonna like help her be even more awesome at her sim life going forward as well. So we're kind of just like bumming around on the exterior now, putting in the little last details like the terrain paint and things like that, which I did leave in. I always enjoy doing this sort of thing because before I discovered terrain paint in The Sims 4, my builds looked horrific. Like, they did not look very realistic at all. Like, I could have done like the most beautiful wallpapering and exterior and interior, blah, blah, blah. But, until you really get that terrain paint, I don't know, you're just missing something, I guess. So guys, we're already onto the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching. This is available on the gallery. It is listed as a generic lot, so you guys can look at that if you'd like. I will link it in the description down below as well, so you can just pop through to the gallery and download it like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having the best of days, and I will see you very soon. Bye!